You know when you hear a song and it triggers a memory, it instantly takes you back to a particular person or place or moment. This podcast is all about that song and those memories. Welcome to That Takes Me Back, where we share stories that connect music and memories. We're your hosts, Cal and David.
And Maya Sage. And on today's episode...
DeLonge. Tom DeLonge.
Wouldn't you think?
Sorry.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, I knew it. I knew if we just let it ride, it would eventually pop in.
Nice. Well done.
Yeah.
Here we are for part 2 of Todd's interview. Once again, he's a really good old friend of mine who loves music a lot and connects with a lot of different types of music. In this episode, we ended up talking a lot about his favorite artist, Robyn Hitchcock. And I have to say, I was not expecting that music to be what it was. It was very whimsical and interesting and weird lyrics. But then it also does have a touch of like dark themes. And if you happen to know Todd, then you know that describes him perfectly as a person. A little bit of whimsy, a little bit of dark, all in one.
Yeah. And a lot of nice guy, it turns out, too.
Yes. Yes. So we had a really good time talking about all kinds of things and venturing a little bit away from the music. And we thought it was such good conversation that we wanted to give you a part 2 to listen to this month. We hope you enjoy listening.
So lady, let me take a look at you now. You're there on the dance floor making me want you somehow.
It's good stuff. I've never heard anything of Little River Band.
No, I don't know
Really?
if I have either. Yeah.
I think it's only fair.
They were a big group in the late 70s and 80s.
Of course, if
Australia.
Okay. I was going to say, if I had said that and my dad was here, he'd say, yes, you do.
Of course he would.
I've played that for you.
Yes. Any good parent does that.
Yeah. Well, and like I was saying, they were a very music forward household. Like they would have music time and like put record.
Oh,
put their
nice.
Yeah,
parents'
just like,
records
go
on
down and go downstairs, just listen to music. It was like, yeah, we would do that.
together. That's
yeah,
so
just as a
cute.
family. And
Because even for me, like I grew up on a lot of music from my mom, but some of it was just like purely by accident or like being forced into it, like being in the backseat and my mom's playing the mix CD that she pirated off of LimeWire, and like her cleaning the house and me like sitting like in the sunshine, like watching the incense and listening to her clean the house to like Otis Redding and stuff like that. So yeah, it's cool that they like intentionally had time for listening to music and
Yes.
yeah, and it wasn't like we were playing a game at the same time or anything. Like that's what we were doing was
Instead
sitting-
of book reading time, it was music listening time.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. Me and all of my siblings, well, and my dad, are just continually thankful for that
Yes.
time.
Yeah, it's a good way to spend time together and experience new music. Mm-hmm. Even old music.
And like for you, you were willing to, go through a tank of gas
Yes.
and, to listen to two sides of an album.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of memories of like a friend and I cruising around town with, 2 or 3 cassettes. And that's what we would listen to
Wow.
as we drove around. We would pick some cassettes for what to fit the mood that we were in.
oh, I love that.
And just drive around.
Yeah.
So
I'm just curious, not to throw you under the bus or anything, but were there any was there drinking or
not drinking.
smoking or
Yeah.
smoking weed?
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
because that transported me back to some times that I had forgotten about driving around or parking somewhere so that we could smoke a bowl, because we were living with our parents or whatever,
Right.
different friends and showing each other music in the car.
Yes.
That's actually such a cool, I don't know, that's a whole vibe.
I had a friend, my closest friend, who introduced me to a lot of the music I still love today. I can't go as far as to say that he was a dealer, but he had the connections, and it was
He was the plug. That's
he was. It was common to be. It was common to go someplace, and we would go in and get. He'd pick, we'd go in, we'd sample, we'd sit around and talk and BS with everybody, and he would leave with a couple of bags. And then it's like, oh, can we make a stop over here on the way? Yeah, sure. And we run in, and he goes, here you go. This, I told you I'd get you this. And then we'd sit around and we'd smoke some more and talk. And summers often sucked because of the construction season in Minnesota. Oh. And when you're really stoned, all those orange cones and barrels and signs can be a real problem at times.
They just jump out at you.
They just jump out at you. Yeah, fortunately, I never really hit anything, but it could lead to a more psychedelic experience.
You're like, find the path between
Find
the
the
cones.
path. It was.
Yeah.
It was.
Are we going light speed right now?
Yeah. There were times, and we'd, of course, get the giggles and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So,
Right.
Oh, that's great.
but yes, there was a lot of, and especially in college and everything, pot and music went hand in hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that that you would have heard the layers in the same way, like without being under the influence, or was that sort of?
Well, that's the thing is, like the Church, Blurred Crusade, that entire album, I listened to a lot, not under the influence, and all the beauty just shone through on it for me.
Yeah.
Listening to it under the influence, I don't think anything, the 12-string might have seemed a little more jangly or something like that.
Sure.
But nothing, it wasn't like, oh my God, I never heard this before.
Right.
Okay.
It didn't,
Yeah.
it didn't alter. But then there were other times where, if it was more of a casual listen music, when I was high, it was like, oh wow, I've never heard that before. So
Yeah, I've definitely had the experience where I'll listen to something under the influence and hear it in a different way, and then I can't unhear it
Right.
that way.
Yes. That will stick with you. I feel
Yes.
like
Yeah.
it like just opens the doors a little bit to something, and
Right.
then you're like, whoa.
yeah, and that's happened to me. Where if it was more of a casual listening type of music, and then I listened to it stoned, it was once I heard that under the influence,
Yeah.
you couldn't go back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was always a beneficial way to listen to music.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean that's just so classic. I mean that's what kids are doing. I mean
Yes.
there's a reason for that, I think.
Well,
right?
and some would argue that it's a beneficial way to create the music
Yes.
too.
yeah.
Yes. It does. It helps very much.
Yeah, it can. I find myself sometimes thinking like, wow, like this is like one of the best things I've ever written. Too bad it's only 3 seconds long, and I can't get past the like 3 seconds.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then on the flip side to it too, there's been times, because at that point I was still playing keyboards and piano, and friends had guitars and drums and stuff like that. We'd get really high and jam and think it's really good. And if we happen to record it and then listen to it later, it's like, yeah, I think we were a little too messed up.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, but if you had a great time just doing the jam session, then
Right.
That's what matters.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing about the weed actually, is that it will take the judgment out to where you're just feeling good.
Right. It's
Sometimes you need that judgment, but
right. It's a filter remover, just like alcohol and everything.
Yeah.
As long as you understand its place in the entire process, that's what
Totally.
matters.
Yep.
But yes, there was a fair amount of marijuana involved in my music listening when I was younger.
Yeah.
I've thought of it, like I said, because it took me back actually to I forgot that I spent years like finding new music because of whoever was smoking weed with me in my car.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
I stumbled upon a lot of music that I still listen to in that
Yes.
same way. We weren't tuning into the radio. I was handing them the aux cord.
Right.
But
Right. Exactly.
yeah.
And that's the thing. Music delivery has changed over the years.
Yeah.
One of the things I get frustrated with Spotify about is if I play a certain genre of music, that algorithm all of a sudden it's like, no, I don't want to listen to this
all
style
the time.
And so you start listening to something else to branch out and try to break that. Then all of a sudden it just shifts over. No, I need something broader,
I agree. I find myself frustrated by that exact same thing. Even simply like, I don't know why they do it to where even if you sometimes will go in to like find a playlist that like supposedly is pre-made,
right?
It'll be like still tailored to your music taste. It even says tailored for Maya,
right?
And so you're actually seeing different artists and whatever on the Spotify made playlist, and that pisses me off. Like, I'm trying to find new things. Even the Discover Weekly is too filtered,
right? Exactly.
And I want to be shocked by things. Sometimes I like finding music I don't like.
Right.
Yeah. And to have that experience like you were talking about of the first time you heard an album and you couldn't go home.
Right.
Because you had to stay in the car and finish it.
Yes.
I feel like, first of all, like to find an album like that these days is like, music isn't written to be on albums anymore.
No, it's not.
They're written as singles.
Some people still, some artists.
I'm sure that it happens.
Those are my favorite artists that look at an album as an album in the same way. But you're right, it's different.
Well, and there were the copyright issues even back then of like playing a whole album on the radio. That's just not how music is delivered anymore.
Yeah,
no,
it's true.
Like even in my day of the CDs, of I was on the cusp of I had cassettes,
right,
and then graduated to CDs, but it was about the album.
Right.
Well, yeah, because that's the unit you went and purchased it in. So even just simply that, I get what you're saying. It's like, yeah, you're not consuming. You don't necessarily have to sit through certain songs or even skip past them.
Totally. And it's funny because like there are so many songs that I didn't like the first time.
Right.
Listening to an album. And it's like, oh, like that one's not going to be, one of my favorites. And maybe it never became one of my favorites, but it did become like not a song that I skip.
Right.
It's a song that I want to listen to. And if it comes up on its own, not in the context of an album, I'll still want to listen to it.
Right.
Totally.
Yeah. The concept of an album, what I learned was, if you heard, if it made like a rock station or a top 40 rotation type of thing, and I liked it to the point where I wanted to buy the album, most of the time that song was actually not one of the best songs on the album. It was the one picked for the solo, for the release type of thing.
Right.
But it was always for me, or I can't say always, 98% of the time, it was the album experience. It might have been a single, it might have been something that got my attention, but it was the album experience.
Yeah, yeah. And you go out and buy the album really looking forward to finding those other songs.
Exactly. Because that one song was created within the context of a much bigger picture.
Right.
So you get to see the big picture of what the artist was striving for in this release.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, to the point where your memories and the moments you're taking us back to, a couple of them have been songs, but mostly it's been the album.
Yes.
You taking time, basically like communing with the whole album.
Yes. Yeah, I can, going back to that Robin Hitchcock album, the song Element of Light is, for me, mind-blowing. But the one thing that really sticks out, because, of course, after hearing the album that one night, Steve went out and bought the album.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, and of course, then
you got a hold of it.
Got a hold of it, had cassettes, and we would play that album. There was periods where we would play it we would go all, like during the summer, we would go out almost every evening
Wow.
and drive around. And there were periods where there were 3 or 4 nights out, that was the cassette we listened to.
Wow.
And there's a song on that album, on the Element of Light, that Ted Woody and Jr. is the name of the song, and the harmonies.
Ted, Woody, and Junior.
Silky.
Wow.
Yes.
Stand in the bath together and cover each other with sour, each other with sour, cover each
What
other
the
with
hell?
Ted, Woody, and Junior.
That is nice.
Stand in
Yes, and later in the song, he layers it more vocals and gets these super high high notes in there.
When I first searched him up, I was Hitchcock and the Egyptians.
Yes. See, Robin Hitchcock has been involved in multiple
Projects.
He came, the Soft Boys were his original group. Then it was Robin Hitchcock and the Egyptians. Then he's done some just Robin Hitchcock. And he's done Robin Hitchcock and the -5.
Oh, he's done a lot.
Yes.
And do you listen to his solo stuff too?
Yes. And this is another artist I've seen 7 times, and he's coming. I'd have to take off from Best Buy to do it, but he's going to be in Fort Collins at the end of January and Denver on February 1st.
You should do it.
And so last year I saw him twice, and he played Denver first. And at the meet and greet after, I said, I'm going to be at the Fort Collins show tomorrow. Can you play this song?
Oh, nice.
And so then the next night he goes, well, supposedly there's a gentleman that was at last night's show that's here.
Oh my
and
God.
I'm playing this for him.
Wow.
And I just,
awesome.
I was sitting towards the back, and I just yelled, thank you, as loud as I could. And so, yeah.
Oh my God, I would have cried.
Oh, it was fantastic. But but to be fair, he doesn't play big venues. You know, he's a small artist, as you can tell by his lyrics. You know, he's not for everybody, and he plays at
I feel like that's pretty relatable.
Yes, and I, you know, and that's the thing that I like is that it's twisted and it's fun, and the song, I've done it several times because he plays small venues. He's one of these artists that'll go on his various socials, playing this venue on this day. Throw your requests at me.
Oh,
Wow,
so
that's really cool.
So, and I've done it, and I've always, with him, Ghost Ship. I don't know why. I do have an idea why. It's the layers and it's the music, it's the guitar. But I always request Ghost Ship whenever I can.
The ghost ship haunts the sea. Still come back and marry me. The rust is where her heart should be tonight. Her face is where her fingers were tonight. A glassy
He always does a meet and greet after the shows. It's fantastic.
That's really cool. And like, you don't have to pay.
No.
Dude, that's really cool.
No, in fact, it's to the point now where I sit in the audience in a point where I can get out fairly quick to get to the front of the line, so that way I don't have to stand in line for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
But he sometimes he tours with his wife, Emma Swift, who is also a musician. She's from Australia.
Whoa, that's really cool.
And she'll come out and sing with him, and their harmonies are really quite impressive.
Nice.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
And that's the first time I did one of the meet and greets. She was the opener and then performed with him. So I met him and then met her.
That's really cool.
So that was a lot of fun.
It would be so cool to be able to do that with your husband or wife. Like,
Yes.
to even just being in any type of band setting on a stage, like there's just a lot of, it's just such a in the moment experience, and you have to be really like in tune with each other. I feel like
Chemistry.
Yep.
yeah, and it's like there's a camaraderie to it. Like, it just sounds like it would be such a bonding experience.
Yes.
I think it can go either way.
Oh, well, we know.
Yeah, I mean, look at the Eagles.
Yes.
I actually thought first of the White Stripes. Did they?
Yeah, the White Stripes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, just like in general, though. I mean,
Usually
like
there's an implosion.
Yeah, I mean, I was in a band for years with my brothers, and you know, we made it through, but yeah, there was some pain that incurred, and
Totally.
and I think that I probably felt it the most, and they would say like, "What? No, that was just fantastic."
Oh.
You know, but definitely, I in my mind put some strain on the relationships.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But then that kind of comes, I think, pretty much any life situation.
Sure. Yeah. But in this case, you're on stage in front of people.
True.
And, like you're in the public eye.
That's true. I wasn't thinking about it in that aspect. And that's very true. It's always fun to watch a band break up on stage, isn't it?
Right.
There was one
Yeah,
time.
that's true. Like, yeah, what a show.
Yes. You'd remember that one.
Yeah, I recently read Mark Hoppus of Blink-182, his memoir, and he talks about later shows with Blink-182 where at a lot of their shows, him and I don't know why it's not coming to me at the moment. Anyway, they would like rip on each other and
Right.
and like put each other down and stuff, and it was just like part of the show. But he said that by the end, like they meant it, like
Right.
they were screaming at each other and they meant it.
Yes.
And and it was just like so it's sort of, and they were like best friends, and
Just like having to like deal with the stress of it though, and all the
and also like the fame and the ego and that kind of stuff. I feel like can get in the way, and I feel like there are some relationships that I think that are strong enough and something like this where you're saying he's playing like these smaller venues, maybe the head doesn't get so big,
Right.
where the ego part of it maybe doesn't play quite as big of a role.
True. Very true. The thing is he's always played, I guess the first time I saw him, it would have been at the First Avenue, the 7th Street entry in Minneapolis. And that was for the venues I've seen him in, that was a larger venue. It was probably similar to like Mesa Theater or something.
Oh,
Okay.
whoa. So yeah, he does really small.
And so like Daniels Hall in South Denver, and I guess technically Inglewood, it's part of the Swallow Hill Music
Okay.
group. I think it seats 300. It's an old gym that they put chairs in,
Oh, okay.
and there is a balcony, so maybe 350.
Wow, that is.
What do you think Mesa Theater's capacity is?
I'm not sure off the top of my head. I want to say I think it's like 700.
Okay.
I thought I Googled it one time when I went to a show
really?
there. 500, 550, something like that.
Wait, for
700.
real? Because it seems
Like more intimate than that?
small.
Yeah, it's
There
hard.
It does go. I forget how far back it goes.
Yeah.
Because I'm usually in the front.
Right.
It is actually fairly big. Probably a bigger capacity than the Avalon.
DeLong. Tom DeLong.
Wouldn't you think?
Sorry.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, I knew it. I knew if we just let it ride, it would eventually pop in.
Nice. Well done.
Yeah.
Avalon's bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess there's the balcony. And
Yeah.
But the point being that even his biggest,
Yeah, his biggest. He's never had a big, really massive. He has a great following, a dedicated following, but it's always a much smaller community. He's influenced so many bands. REM is.
oh wow,
He is pretty much all the members of REM have worked with him in some capacity on side projects.
No way, because my mom loves REM.
Yeah. That's Peter Buck was part of -5, which was Robin Hitchcock's band in the early 2000s.
okay,
So, there's a lot of bands, the college radio bands that I grew up listening to will reference Robin Hitchcock as an influence for what they became.
Wow.
okay. So like the church where there was that song that I did definitely know. Is there a Hitchcock song that
Balloon Man.
Balloon Man?
Yes. Balloon Man was his biggest U.S. radio hit.
Okay.
I was walking up 6th Avenue and Balloon Man came right up to me. He was round and fat and spherical with the biggest grin I'd ever seen. He bounced on up toward me, but before we could be introduced, he blew up very suddenly. I guess his name was probably Bruce. And I laughed.
Yeah, what's with the whimsy?
That's the way he is.
Yeah, it is whimsical. Yeah, it's almost like kids' music.
In some ways, it is. It's a mixture of in some ways, it's playful in kids' music way. He has a love of Bob Dylan and the Beatles. In fact, there was one time I was in a music store and I found all his re-releases on Rhino of CDs, and I bought a bunch of them. And so we're sitting at a friend's house and we're listening to him. And this guy pointed out how pretty much every song you could put in the Beatles harmonies into it.
Huh.
Oh.
But I lost my train of thought on where I was going with this.
The Beatles have a lot of that whimsy too.
Yes. Oh yeah, whimsy. But he has this whimsy, but it can be childlike, but it's also extremely dark.
Yeah, and I was thinking that it would have to be with you, to be honest.
Yes, with me it has to be.
Yeah. It's cleaner like sounding than the
Right.
Kinks.
Yes.
But it's sort of reminding me of the Kinks.
Yeah, there's definitely a similarity to that. I recently saw an interview on The Current, which is a public radio station in Minneapolis, St. Paul, that he did. He lives in Nashville now. He's lived in Nashville for, I think, over a decade.
Oh, wow.
Maybe even closer to 20 years. But one of the things that the interviewer asked him is, have you ever thought about writing a country song? He goes, well, I could do it. But I really haven't thought about it because that market wouldn't get my lyrics.
Okay, right. Yeah.
You know,
Honestly, yeah.
because his lyrics are always, they can go from talking about homosexuality to death to this is a happier song, but exactly what does Balloon Man blowing up in your hand mean? So, yeah.
Wow. Okay, I get what you're saying. There's there's a dichotomy to it.
Yes, and that's why it's hard for him to be consumed by the masses. You know, and he said one of the reasons he moved to the States is because his actual market is in the States. He's in England where he's from. He has devoted fans, but nothing compared to the States or Europe. So
We got more weirdos over here.
I guess so.
But it is cool that even pre-internet, like there is an audience for everything.
Yes, there is. Back then though, it was word of mouth. That's nowadays, if artists get lucky and the right algorithm on Spotify drops something for you, or if as a listener you're a little more adventurous and willing to put work into it, jump on SoundCloud and stuff like that.
Right.
Or word of mouth.
Word of mouth again.
Like, only things that I hear and actually go check out is somebody who told, like, when someone I know was like, I just listened to this great podcast or this cool song.
Right.
This is who I'm obsessed with right now. You got to check him out.
Right.
That is like still my number one form of,
Oh, very much so.
so I don't know. We're limited in certain ways, but in other ways, like I will hear about somebody who has 300 monthly listeners on Spotify from somebody I know. And at least in that regard, like in some ways there's more access. I don't know.
Yeah, it feels like there's more and less.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Please pardon this interruption. We just wanted to encourage you to follow us on whatever podcasting platform you use. It helps others discover our show. You can look forward to a new episode on the first of the month every month. If you want to hear an uncut interview 2 weeks early, join our Patreon. Now back to your regular scheduled programming. Yeah, and something that had come up when we were interviewing my dad is like the idea of sort of like the universe, like supplying a song to you,
right?
Like in a particular moment that like speaks to you in a particular way because like, yeah, that's what you needed to hear.
Yep.
To some degree. And so we were kind of talking like, does that still exist now in today's world of like all the algorithms and all of that? And when you're getting all your music from word of mouth and that kind of thing, I think that you still can, even through word of mouth, get those songs that, just like really speak to you. And maybe not because the person who gave it to you said like, you need to listen to this because of what you're going through.
Right.
But
Right.
maybe like you need to listen to this because I like the song, and then
Right.
you listen to it and you're like,
and you
whoa, I needed
identify
to hear that song.
Right. And to that, the algorithm played a song by Rest. Then it's like, wow, this is good. I liked it. And I played it a couple of times. And it's like, I need to explore this. And on their latest album. I think I sent you one of them.
Is it the one?
WREST.
And I did agree this song was floaty.
Yes.
I think that's what you said.
I'm already floating.
Lost in your orbit, I couldn't break out. A voice in the distance, the vacuum too loud. Lost in your lifeline, I was never in doubt. I couldn't have missed it. I couldn't come down.
Yeah. This song has just been, and there's like 4 or 5 others on this album that I've liked, and I will hit repeat and just play over and over again. The last 3 on this album, this one and the following 2 are just incredible, and like the first 2.
So I love that you can still hear their accents.
Yes.
Right? That's like rare. Yeah.
They remind me of Frightened Rabbit.
A flare in the night sky. I need you around.
So this came up when I was just talking about like the universe sort of like giving you a song.
Oh, so it gave you this.
Yeah.
Totally out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Wow.
On one of my like Discover Weekly I think one Discover Weekly lists.
And did it like speak to you for a particular reason, like at that particular time, or was it just like, oh, I just like this?
It a mixture of both. Musically, it caught me.
Mm-hmm.
But then after reading the lyrics, there was a message to it that I guess I can say I struggle with.
Okay.
In the sense of past relationships or something like that, to that effect.
Okay.
So, but yeah, this song just blew me away at that day.
Yeah. So this, so you had known the artist before? Or?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, that is so cool. And I feel like I haven't had that in a little while.
Yeah. This, in fact, I enjoy this album so much. I went to band camp and bought it.
Nice. Oh, nice.
So it was cool. It's just one of those albums that this one song caught my interest, and it's like just mind blowing.
Yeah.
So the universe still has some ways.
It does.
I guess we have to be kind of on the watch.
Yeah, I have to be like open to it.
Yeah.
I recently just watched a YouTube video about algorithms, and actually one of the strategies that really good algorithms use is it points you to like really popular things 9 times out of 10.
Right.
But that not 10th time, it'll actually point you to something very not popular.
Right.
And that's like in order to just get out of like a feedback loop.
Yes.
And so because it's pointing you to something that's not popular, most of the time it just gets skipped over again.
Right.
But sometimes you end up with something
Right.
that you're like, oh, wow. Like, I'm so glad that it showed me this.
Yes.
Even though the reason it did was just to get out of what is popular.
Right. Right. Once in a while, there's a gem in all of that.
Right. Yeah.
No, and this is one of them for me.
I will ask people for their Spotify account. Sometimes people that I don't even really know that well, but I know they're music heads.
Right.
And I'll go in and you can, not everybody does this, but you can make playlists. So a lot of people have like all kinds of different playlists that they've put together. One of my old friends that I'm not even in touch with anymore, I'll like dig through her. Oh, what'd she listen to? This season. Oh, she made a new like fall time playlist. Cool. Let me like dig through it a little bit. I find like some weird deep cuts from weird artists that are not on my radar.
Makes sense.
Doing that. So yeah, it's one of the cool. I like that aspect of Spotify.
Yes.
Like there's a lot of playlists made by Spotify, and I'm sure a lot of those songs are like sponsored to some degree and blah, blah, blah. But you can also find all kinds of playlists that a real person sat down and made. So.
Right.
And that's what Spotify is for me, I will sit down like on my iPad or on my computer and like make a playlist and have like a little music listening session and like pick out a picture for it and blah, blah, blah. So yeah.
I do feel like I do need to just set aside time to listen to music. You know, I mean, like that was something I grew up with.
Right.
And yet like now it's so difficult to be like, just listen to music. No, I have to be listening to music while I'm doing something else.
That's why the weed helps.
Word. Yeah. I could see that.
Just lock yourself in your room.
Yeah. Yeah.
With high and with some headphones on.
I have to be in the right space. Otherwise weed makes me very paranoid.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm listening to the music and wondering what that noise was.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You're like, oh, is my house burning down around me while I have my headphones on really loud?
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Plus, why does everybody hate me?
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit of that thrown in there.
Yeah.
Don't forget. And, is the world ending?
Yeah. And that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, see, those things don't bother me. It's kind of like people hate me. Good, they'll leave me alone. Is the world ending? Oh, finally, I'm done with it all.
I got to see the end. How cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know me well enough to know how dark I can go with that. So
No, I get it. It's funny because I think about like if the world really is going to hell in a handbasket, and I wonder like, is it going to invigorate some crazy will for me to like survive, and I'll like, stop getting caught up in like stupid sadness about silly things because it'll be like survival mode? Or am I just going to take that as my ticket to check the fuck out because I don't want to see everybody go crazy at the end of the world?
I'm ready to check out.
Yeah, I feel like I'll be one of the first to go. And I'm okay with that. Although that is why I want LASIK. So when the world ends, I'll still have good vision without having to go track down glasses and contacts and stuff.
If I lose my glasses, everything will just be a big blur. So
yeah,
that might not be a bad way to go, actually.
There you go. Just walk in front of a train.
You could go out in a
That's it.
blurred crusade.
There you go.
Whoa.
Excellent reference.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah,
Hey.
Well played.
Callback. They call that a callback.
Wow.
I like it.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
Should we dig back into a timeline? Do you have any notable that takes me back that comes along later on after high school, more into college? I know I've heard a bit about your college experience. He went to school to be an architect, so many years of the college experience.
Many years, yes, because I didn't get into architecture immediately. So I did a year. My freshman year was at home
In Minnesota.
in Minnesota. Then I got into the architecture program in North Dakota, or North Dakota.
Dakota.
And that was a 5-year program.
Oh, right.
So I had 6 years there. And then my wife and I moved to Chicago so she could go to med school. This would have been in 91 as we're entering a recession, so I couldn't find work. So I went back to school and got a master's.
Nice.
Through my architecture program, it was introduced to new music, nothing that really truly jumps out to me. I remember writing, would have been a second year in the architecture program, so that would have technically made me a junior in college. That was when U2 broke big.
Oh, okay.
And Joshua Tree, that was the album. And they chartered, can't remember what organization did it, but they chartered 2 or 3 buses to go to the U2 concert
way.
in Minneapolis. And I think they were playing St. Paul.
That's actually really cool.
Because I saw U2 on the Unforgettable Fire tour in like a 5,000 seat venue. And then saw them on the Joshua Tree tour.
Wow.
In a 20,000 plus seat tour.
Yeah.
Wow. And so this was like you said, like early 90s?
Late 80s.
Okay. Because this album dropped 87.
Yes.
So, wow.
But I went, it was approaching midterms or something like that. Because I rode the bus down studying.
Oh yeah.
God.
And then I was with a couple of friends, and my friend Steve and another high school friend were going to the show too, pre-cell phone, and it's like, we'll find each other.
Yeah.
So we went. and my friends were with. We went walking down. We were early. We went walking down to one of the bars, and we went into the bar, ordered drinks, and 15 minutes later, my friends Steve and Scott walk in. And Scott's like, Steve kept saying he's going to find you. He knows where you are. You're going to find. And it's like, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's so cool.
We finished a couple drinks.
I love that.
Went out to their vehicle, smoked some pot, and then went to the show. The Bodine missed part of the Bodines as the opening act.
Well, you had important business.
Yes,
too.
And then we got on the bus afterwards, and I studied all the way home.
Wow.
And you passed.
I did.
Yeah, nice.
But yeah, that's what I remember about this album.
Wow. I love this album.
But that's, they went big at this point in time. But I was still listening to the college radio scene, and I'd piss off people in studio because I wouldn't listen to with headphones on. I would just put in whatever I'm listening to and make everybody listen to it.
Yeah.
So.
You're welcome.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
So you were talking about going from the 5,000 person venue to the 20,000 person venue. And I wonder, and this goes for a ton of artists, but like, do you think that there are artists who, like you two, who sort of maybe wish they could go back to a more intimate venue, or are they just all about like the huge ones?
That's an interesting question. My business partner has seen U2 3 or 4 times.
Oh, wow.
And he's always asked if I want to go, and I've said no. Because for me, this show was basically to take the 5,000 seat venue and you just put 20,000 people in front of them instead. Real simple, that with them on the stage.
Sure, right. You don't have the pyrotechnics or
exactly
right.
that kind of thing.
It was the music and everything, and it was just so incredible. I mean, I felt bad in the sense that this was a 20,000 seat venue versus the 5,000 seat. But yet, in hindsight now, to see where they went.
Right. It was still small.
Happy for them and everything. But, whenever Paul said, "Hey, do you want to go see them?" I'm like, "No, I'm not into going to see the spectacle of U2. I've seen U2 as a band."
Okay, yeah.
And so to get to your question, yeah, I think acts like this, that's what made MTV Unplugged such an exciting show for artists, is because it gets you back to the basics. It gets you back to the simplicity of the music.
Yeah.
Not the spectacle of the music.
Yeah, because when you get to that size, like you could sort of are forced to be a spectacle.
Forced to it. Yes.
True.
And I have to remind, I'll listen to U2 and I'll be like, it's one of their later albums. I go, this is good. It's just so bad they had to get so big. And then I have to remind myself, to detach the spectacle part
Right.
from the music part, because
and just the fact that a artist gets big doesn't negate all the good that they put out.
Right, exactly.
Right, and technically we all would hope that our favorite artists get all the money and recognition that they deserve for being awesome, but I get what you're saying.
Right.
At the same time.
Yes, it was great for them. Same. I never saw REM, and so I can't speak directly to their shows, but at the same time, they were a small band, college band that made it big and made it into the stadium shows. I remember hearing interviews with Michael Stipe about how he had to modify his performance techniques because it's different when you're performing like in a bar or 1,000 seat venue versus 20, 25, 30,000 people.
Yeah, I'd imagine you have to make some way bigger actions.
Exactly. And that's for them. I guess my memory is that they didn't really want to get to the spectacle stage. They wanted to still be about the band, be about the music part. Yeah. So how do you change your performance
right
to honor that?
Yeah.
Without introducing all the extra stuff.
Yeah. Because it is interesting that like they kind of just can't play a small venue.
Right.
Like you get to a point where I mean, unless you charged, $10,000 a ticket.
Right.
Or something like that. And then is that the kind of people that you want to be playing in front of?
Right. Exactly. It's so,
Yeah.
it's and with the way the music industry has become now, so many artists have to tour, but yet touring is expensive, and how do you do it? So, and that's what, I guess that's why I like Robin Hitchcock and
Some of the people that hang on to.
Very much so.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you so much. This was great.
Thanks for tuning in to That Takes Me Back, broadcasting from 970 West Studio in beautiful Grand Junction, Colorado.
Today's episode was recorded, produced, and edited by your hosts, Kellen David and Maya Sage. Did you know that there's a lot of our conversation that doesn't make the final episode? If you want to hear full, uncut interviews, you can join our community on Patreon, where you could chat with fans of the show, guests of the show, as well as the hosts of the show. We would love to know where you're tuning in from. Our website is thattakesmeback.org, where you can find all of our episodes, as well as a playlist of the songs we've had on the show. If you enjoyed listening, please share it with a friend.